Hi, today is the 30th of January, excuse me. I have been having the hiccups really bad all day. In 2016, and just so you know, I do apologize for the numbering mix-up in the episode. That last episode should have been 53, but I was just too angry to really give a flying. What I mean is, I was just angry and I didn't pay attention and accidentally put the wrong number in there. I didn't mean that I didn't give a flying you know what, but I just meant that I didn't at the time, want to pay attention to it because I was mad. So yeah, anyway, yesterday I saw what I'm going to be getting. It's a Memphis electric guitar. I don't know how it's going to sound. I want more of a heavier sounding guitar, and I'm hoping this gives me the sound that I want, especially with my talk box. And I also found out, well, it's kind of like an Eric Clapton guitar, but I don't know. I also found out that I am getting... Maybe I should start naming my guitar like Eric Clapton did. What do you think? I found out some good news. This is an update from the last episode. What happened from the last episode? So what happened is we're thinking we might have found some place for me to go. Well, actually, it's someone for me to go to. We got an independent person that's going to be working with us now. Because what happened was, they thought that I needed, because even though this is not what we're going to use it for, it would help with my autism, even though it's not what we're going to be using it for. What we're going to be using the guitar lessons for. It's not what we're going to be using them for. But anyway, they wouldn't listen to my mom, and that when we said that, yes, it would help with my autism, but that's not what we're using it for. I wasn't using it as therapy, but it would be therapeutic for me to take guitar. It doesn't mean I'm using it as therapy, because I'm not. I'm using it as normal guitar lessons, but it would help with my autism and stuff like that. And that's what my mom tried to tell the people at the music academy, and apparently they're stupid and they don't know what they're doing. They don't want to admit it, and they think I need music therapy. Now, let me tell you, how is music therapy gonna help? Because I went through the regular academic class at school. So how is music... Sorry. So how is music therapy supposed to help? I mean, not supposed to help, but how's music therapy going to help with my guitar lessons? Hello? It's not. But they apparently don't know that, because they don't know how to work with people who are blind and that have autism, because they think that people with autism need to attend music therapy. Well, we're not using this solely as therapy, but it works. But for someone like me, it would work. Doing normal guitar lessons would actually work. whereas a lot of other people with autism that do music and that would do music therapy, I don't need to do something like that. I would want to at some point, but I don't know if I want to right now because it's going to be kind of expensive and I want to save up some money to actually pay for it. I would want to actually be able to pay for it before I even started music therapy. So, or at least the group home would have to pay for it. But anyway, they thought that I needed full-blown music therapy. I mean, it's like saying that I need to be in multi-challenge at school. Because I went through the regular academic classes in high school, at my school. Not mainstream, but my school's regular academic classes I went through, and I was like only one of, a few of my elementary class that went. There was only a couple of us that actually went through and did that, and were able to move on into the actual academic middle school at my school. And whereas all the other people that were in my class went to multi-challenge. So there was only 3 of us that moved. I think it was 4 of us. And then 1 left. Yeah, so it was 3 of us. So yeah. That was incredible because I made it through and barely made it through. And the reason they decided to, because they thought I was high functioning enough that I didn't need to be in multi-challenge. The only reason I was in multi-challenge this last year was because that was the only time that would fit in my schedule. And the only thing I was in multi-challenge for was music and PE. But again, the A+, was, the whole A+ was there for PE, but I was the only one that was in multi-challenge as a student for music. So I went to the classroom when they did, and that was only once, though, because they didn't realize that I was still a student in the music class. But when they did, then I went to the classroom with them. I followed their alternative 6-hour schedule when the teacher wasn't there, so yeah, so all we did was we just went in the classroom and watched a movie. But yeah, that's all we did is we went into the classroom, went into the teacher's classroom and watched a movie. But yeah, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, anyway, my point was that being in music therapy would be like being in multi-challenge, basically. I mean, I would enjoy music therapy very much, but that's not what I need right now. Even though, like I said, the guitar lessons would, because the music therapy is to help with my autism, and even though that's not what we're using the guitar lessons for, it actually would do the job. They actually would do the job and help with it. And the person that we found, I'm hoping will understand that. I'm sure he probably will. I'm not going to say his name because of privacy. But yeah, that's the result, is that we found, or is that Todd, my stepdad, recommended, I can say his name, but yeah, he recommended another guy that taught him guitar a little bit. And then he went to Schmidt Music, and yeah, it didn't turn out so well. We decided, if he recommended this guy, I decided I agreed, actually. that we could go through this guy that I only knew him through somebody else. He's somebody I know, but I only know him, like, vaguely. Because I met him, like, once or twice. So, yeah. And he was in a band. I'm not going to say the name of the band either, again, because of privacy. But he was in a band, and if I figure out which CD that I have is his band, I can play that for you. But I don't know if I'll know which one is the band, the right band. But anyway, yeah. So I got somebody that was a guitarist that's actually hopefully going to help. Yeah, because my social worker was also trying to make this lady from the Rochester Academy of Music understand that, I would use the guitar lessons as regular guitar lessons, not as music therapy. But that it would help with my autism even though I'm not doing music, or even though I'm not using it for that. That's what she's trying to explain to them. But they do not know that. But my mom and I and my social worker and my stepdad know it. That it would help. Which is why we've been fighting like an animal to get this. And because it would help, and also because I really want to do it. But the fact that we got an independent person, we might have an independent person that's going to be helping us with this, will really give us some peace of mind, because this person will be able to take the time to understand me and know that it would help with my autism, but I'm not using it for that. Whereas a big corporation like the Rochester Academy of Music would not want to listen and understand that. So anyway, that's pretty much what happened. I was listening to these book on records on YouTube. Hold on.